Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Want to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video. And guess what? We'll talk. Well, hey family, happy Thursday. This is Darlene stopping by real quick. So if you make custom charms, you more than likely have a whole lot of custom charms just kind of all over the place like I do. And I have, let me see if I can find the other bag. Now these are all custom charms. All of these. So these are charms I made using regular beads. So you can see. And then I have another small bag right here. So this is a mixture of charms that I purchased as well as custom. A lot of custom charms. So what I'm going to do, so you can see like the custom charms, like these right here that I made using the letters, using beads. I think this one is an earring. Let's take this one off. This is an earring. But these are, oh, that's bent. Let's take this off. So that's a charm from a bead, charm from beads. So you get my point. Charm. So I'm going to show you if you end up with a bag full of custom charms, I'm going to show you what you can do with them. So we got a whole lot of them here. And generally, of course, I use them for bracelets, and I'm probably going to use a lot more of these for bracelets. But I'm going to show you something else we can do with them real quick. I'm going to do 5 necklaces. And the 5 necklaces, I'm going to use the wrap beads. So these are hand painted 25mm wood beads that I painted, and then I wrap them with 15 gauge aluminum wire. You can find these on my website. So you got these, and we're just going to use five different ones, and we're going to make 5 different necklaces. So what we're going to do, we got all our stuff right here. I don't know if I'm going to use these beads or not, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to use 18 gauge wire. Actually, 18 gauge. Let me see. Do I want to use the 18 or do I want to use the 16? I'm going to use a 16. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the 18 gauge. Oh, and this is another thing. The last time I made necklaces, I used a nylon cord, which you can absolutely positively use. Basically anything you want to use. But I have some cords right here, and I believe these are the wax nylon or wax cotton or something. But they're silver on the end, and I don't like silver very much. But because I have these, I'm going to use these just to show you that you can make them, you know, different from the nylon cord. So these have a lobster clasp on them with the adjustable length right here. And I'm going to just kind of put it right here. So then it'll show you it's shorter, and that's okay. But I'm going to make a couple of necklaces. So we're going to be using these cords right here. So what we're going to do, we are going to take us a piece of cord, a piece of wire, about yay. Oh, let's see something. Well, Darlene, can you tell us what yay is? Yeah, I'll tell you what yay is real quick. So if we measure it, that's about 10 inches. If you can see where the wire stops. That's about 10 inches, this piece right here. And we may not even need all this, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the end of the wire. Now, if you make these, use 16 gauge wire so it'll be nice and thick. This is a 18 gauge wire, and for some reason it just seems to be thinner. I don't know where I bought this at, but it seems to be thinner. But either way, I'm gonna take these apart, so it don't even matter. So I'm gonna take these little pliers, whatever they call, you guys know, and I'm gonna take it at the end all the way down because I want it to be a real big hoop on the bottom. So I'm gonna just go ahead and close it like that to where it gives me that nice big hoop down there. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start beading. Let's see which ones we want to start with. We'll start with a blue, a little small blue one. And I'm using a smaller one, that bead that has a smaller hole, because when I put the bigger bead on here, it has a bigger hole, and it will lessen the chance of the big bead sliding off of the cord. It's not going to, but you know, I like to do that anyway. So I'm going to put this one on here. I want to put another. Let's see. Let's put this one on here now and see what we get. And see, I want to put something else at the bottom. So I want to put, and I want a flatter bead down here. That's what I was looking for before I started. I wanted it real flat. So we'll put this right here. And then I want to put another bead right here that's a little bit bigger. Let's go with a black one. We'll go with this one, and we'll see if everything matches. And if it doesn't, guess what? We'll just keep switching it up until it matches. Okay, so that matches. But then I also want to, let's go with one of these beads right here. And then we'll take the glass, this blue glass bead, and see if this matches. And that does match for what we want. Okay, and then we want to put another small bead at the top right here. So we can, again, use one of these small beads, right? And then that's what it gets us, like that. Do we got another brown one up here? Let me try this one. Yeah, I don't want that one up there. Let's just go with this one. Oh, wait a minute. That matches. That's pretty. And then what we're going to do, we are going to go ahead and close this off at the top. And we're just going to go ahead, and I want to just kind of loosely wrap the wire around because I'm trying to give it like a little type of personality. And you can see how it's loosely wrapped, and that's what I want to do. I want it loosely wrapped. It meaning the wire. And then we'll just go ahead and wrap it closed. And I'm going to take the end of the wire. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. Let me see. And remember, I'm not keeping these cords on the necklace. I'm going to change these. I'm not going to even keep the necklaces. I'm just making these. So I'm going to just put this on here just to give me an idea what the necklace looks like. So these are basically just some necklace ideas. So I'm going to do this. And then what I'm going to do at the bottom, we are going to put a bunch of our handmade charms on here. I keep having to take my hand back because my glasses broke and they keep falling off. And I got a really nice, expensive pair of glasses, but I don't wear them because I don't want them broken. And I only like it when I go places and I have to, I go handle business and stuff. I take the good pair of glasses with me. But when I'm at home doing what I'm doing, I always wear these cheap glasses from the Dollar Tree. So I have to keep pulling my hand up like this to keep putting the glasses on. But let me see. We're going to use some of our handmade. So these are letters. Let's go ahead and put some of these on. So it's basically a charm. It's basically a charm pendant necklace. And you can put as many. So we need to put some small ones on that side first. And then we'll put the bigger ones on. So we're going to do a couple of small ones like that. And maybe like one of the little faces. And then we'll go ahead and put a couple of the letters. And then like maybe one more small one. And then we'll go ahead and close it. So then what happens is you have a charm necklace. What you can also do, let me see if I can. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just show you what you can also do. I'm going to clip this off. Wait, where's my scissors? Because what you can also do is you can get you some cord that's longer cord, right? And you get that longer cord, and then basically, let me see if I can find something with big holes. And then basically just get you some beads. And then, wait, I need something with big holes. Oh, okay, like let's try these. Get you some beads that got bigger holes on them. Now I'm just putting this on here. I'm not keeping none of this. Just as an example. So you can basically get some different thread, or you can use the nylon. Do I got another bigger one up here? Something with a big hole. No. But anyway, like this, you can get you some beads that have the bigger holes, and you can not only just do it this way, you can finish it off like taking the beads up. So if this was thinner, or if I had some beads that were round beads and the hole was big enough, I would just put them on here and start them from down here. Like maybe, do I got anything up here? It's something up here, I'm sure, but anyway, you guys get the point. And then you can just keep beading it all the way going up. So you can use, I think it's a flexi cord or some type of cord that's the thinner cord. And if you feel good using that, you can use that. So you can make the pendants like this, make some really cool pendants, and then you could make the necklaces either without the beads, and you just basically have your pendant, charm pendant hanging from whatever nylon cord, maybe nylon cord or suede cord or leather cord or whatever you're using, or you can make it to where all of that fell off. Or you can just use a flexi cord or some type of cord where you can just keep beading all the way up as far as you want to go, and then make it that type of necklace, where it's beaded up all the way up, or it's beaded to wherever you want to stop at, and then you got your nice big pendant down there, right? So you can do that. And for this one, this is going to be number 1. Oh, let's turn this around. You can see the pendants, you can see the charm, and the pendant. So this is number 1. And I'm going to just put a knot on here. I'm not keeping this anyway, so it don't even matter. Okay, so that's the first one. Man, my phone just been ringing off the hook. And then let's do the next one. Okay, that one. And then we need another piece of wire. Probably about the same 10 inches or so. Or how much ever wire you want to use. That's pretty much on you. And it's basically how much ever you want to wrap around the top of it once you finish it off. So I'm going to put the wire all the way at the end right here. And then that's what that looks like. And then we want to get us a small bead. And let's maybe start with this little orange one. We'll start with the orange one. And then how about let's go with this. Well, no, I don't want to do that one right there. I'm going to take this one off too. How about, here's a little small black bead. A small black bead. And then, you know what? Let's try something with this one right here. This we would probably need. So if we use the small bead like this, that wouldn't be even. So let me see something. If I put this big bead on here, oh yeah, that'll make it even. We would have to, yeah, and then once we put the charms down here, oh, that's really cool, but I want a bigger bead right here. So let's try a bigger bead. You can see how that looks, but let's try a bigger bead right here. So then that means we need something. So here's a black one that's flat. And then how about we use this one? And then we'll put this bead on here. And then we'll go back with this bead. Okay. And we'll do that. The only thing is you could still see it, but I want a bigger bead right here. But let's see something. Let me see something. So let's take these off. And you can kind of make these any way you want to make them. Just giving you some ideas for some really cool. And then we're going to take this bead. Okay. And see, that's a bigger bead. And I like the way that looks. And we're going to put all our charms down here. And then what we can do is we can take, here's a pretty bead. We can actually take, let me see something. I just saw this. Okay. Now that's going to be pretty. And then we'll put a bunch of charms on the bottom. So what we're going to do now is we need to close it off. So I need to make a nice big hoop up here. And then I want to just kind of make the wire loose, like almost like a spiral type something. Not a spiral, but like just loose. Like you can see how it's loose at the top right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wire, the end of the wire, and I'm going to just fold it down like that. Now I'm going to just take this wire and go ahead and bring it around. And then we want to just go ahead and squeeze it in. I'm going to go ahead and open this at the bottom. And we are going to find us a couple of charms to hang on here. And this is what you can do with all them little extra charms that you got dangling and hanging around. So let's put another one on here. That's a pretty long one. And then we're just going to go ahead and close it. Go ahead and close it. And then we just have, this is our pendant. And I am going to put this cord on here because that's what I'm doing for right now. And then, so that's one way where you can thread it all the way up, beat it all the way up. And then you have this way to where you just got it like this. And then we got two. So this is two so far. And then we're going to go ahead and make another one. So you can do a whole lot. We need another piece of cord. Not cord, but wire. It's just been a busy day. My mindset has been off all day. I don't know why. It's just been, and then it's just been busy. You know how things just be so busy to where sometimes your thinking just be off? Okay, we're going to go ahead and close this down. And then we got all the way down like that. So then with this one, I think we will use, we'll go with the red and, oh, we got a small red bead, so we can use this one. Small red bead. What's another color that will match so we can put a big bead on the bottom? And let's see something. And the good thing is that bead worked out like really good. Hold on a second. And we're going to try, because the double bead worked really good, we are going to try this bead right here. And we got a brown, not brown, but this bead right here, this wood bead. We'll put that one, and then we'll go ahead and put this one. Let's make sure we get it through the hole, both of the holes. Yep. So this one should more than likely be up this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these off, and then maybe, let's do this. We'll put this right here, and then let's put this bead on. We'll put this one on. Okay, we'll do that like that. And let's see. Put these on like that. And I like the way that looks, but I do want something else at the top. Let's do this one. So we'll do this like this, and then we are going to take the top. Need to go up here, up further, because I want a bigger hoop. I got to be able to get the cord through. So I'm going to fold that. And then when I wrap the cord, I'm just wrapping the cord loosely, the wire loosely, because I want the wire to just kind of go around. You see how it's going around? That's how I want it to go around, just kind of loosely like that. You see how it ends up like that at the top. Okay, and then we will tuck that wire in. I live close by, the hospital is literally two blocks north of me, and I've been hearing the ambulance like pretty much all day. So I don't know what has been going on, but it's been going on pretty much all day. Okay, so now we're just going to take us some charms. We're going to pick us out some. Let's do some of the letters. Do a couple of the letters. Oh, let's do some small ones on that side first. Get a strawberry. I'll do maybe this one. Do a couple of, do a butterfly, and let's do one of these. And then we're just gonna go ahead and make sure to close it, and then make sure we close it nice and tight. And then this is another pendant, and then we are going to use another cord, and you can see how pretty this would be if you were to thread it with a bunch of beads on it. But in the meantime, this is what we're doing. So we're just gonna make some quickies and give you some ideas and just run to the moon with them. Okay, so we got 3. How beautiful those are. How pretty that is. So that's 3. And then we're going to do 2 more. I can't believe it's almost 7 o'clock. And then all we're going to do is take our pliers, close it. That's why I was saying use 16. If you make these, use 16 gauge. Not unless you got a really sturdy 18. Like a really sturdy 18 gauge. I would prefer to use 16 gauge because it's thicker and it's heavier, especially if you're going to put a bunch of charms on the bottom. And you want it to be as secure as possible. So that only means like use a thicker, more heavier, let's use this one, a thicker, more heavier wire. So let's use this one. And let's see, what can we put on the bottom of this one? We got some goodies up here, I'm sure. And we're going to use this color. Get us a coconut chip. And let's see what else we can put. So we're going to use this bead right here. Let's put this one on and see. We'll put that on there right there. I kind of like those 2 colors together too, but let's see something. And let's do one of these. And then let's try this one. I like that. That's real different. And then we'll put a bunch of charms down here. And then what we can do, I saw a cute a really little cute black and white bead. Don't know what happened. Or maybe let's just put a Buddha head up here. That's not bad. So if we do the Buddha head, and then put a bunch of charms down here. So let's do this. We need to make us a nice big old hoop. Okay, and then I'm just wrapping the wire like away from the beads, like with my fingers. I'm literally controlling it with my fingers, how close it gets to the bead. And this is what I want, just like the kind of spiral at the top. Go ahead and take the end of that and close that down. And then just go ahead and wrap it right on into it. Take our pliers. Go ahead and close it in. We're going to go to the bottom, and then we're going to grab some charms up out of here. See what we can use, because we got a whole bunch of them. Okay, let's see what we can grab. Here's a little key. Let's put a key on here. I'm going to take this off. I missed that whole little part. Okay, key. Purple. Go ahead and put some letters. You can see once you start making all those little charms, and you got a whole bunch of them, because sometimes you just don't want to put them on. I need to open this up a little bit more. I can barely see what I'm doing. And sometimes you don't want to use them on the bracelets, and then you just end up with a whole bunch of them. Eventually you'll use them. I know that eventually I'm going to use them. But in the meantime, you got a whole bunch of them. So it's like, okay, well, what else can I do with them? And then this is what you can do with them. Look at that. That is a cool pendant. That is like so wicked. And then we got another cord. And we will put this in here. You can also use like some color, a piece of color suede or leather or something to add even more beauty to it, right? See, this is 4. And you can see how pretty they all look. Very unique, very different. Just beauty. Look at that. Just really, really pretty. So you can use the color. This ain't real suede. This is fake suede. But you can use like suede. You can use leather. You can use cotton. You can use nylon. You can use chain. It's like whatever you want to use to, string your pendant from, you can do that. And just make them look really jazzy. So these are like really cool. These are boho pendant necklaces. And we're going to do one more. And we are going to use this black bead right here. Black and gold. 10 inches. I'm going to take that cord off the, I keep saying cord, the wire all the way at the end. So we got it closed. You can see it closed. And then I think what we want to do is kind of build it up. So we'll put one right here. And let's use this bead right here. And then a black bead. And then let's use this. So we can do this like this. And then we can put something on the top of here. Like maybe. What else do we got up here? We can maybe use another. We can use the black and white bead, but that means we would have to change this down here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take that off and then maybe put, we can put a black bead on here. And then we can, let's put a black and white one down here. That's cool. And then we can probably put another one. Let's do, put this, and then let's put another one of these. So that makes for a nice pendant. And then we can just put a bunch of pendants down here. And then we need to put something at the top because it's a big hole. And then that will be that one. And then all we're going to do is take our pliers, our wire. I need to put it up here some because I need a big enough hole to be able to slide that cord in. So we're going to wrap it, straighten it up. And I'm just holding the wire. I'm controlling the wire with my fingers and just pulling, letting it go outward, almost like, you see, like just loosely with the wire. Because that's what I want. I don't want it tight around it. So it ends up being like that at the top. And we'll go ahead and close this wire down. Fold that into it. And then we are going to open it up at the bottom. It meaning the pendant. And we'll start putting some charms on here. What else we got up here? Just start putting a bunch of charms, whatever you want to put. Because you got a bunch of charms anyway, so you might as well do something with them. So we are going to go ahead and close this down nice and tight. And then that gives us another pendant. And oh, I was going to do a long one, but anyway, I just did them all like this. Sorry about that. I'll do another video. I forgot just that fast. Okay. And then I probably didn't want to do it. That's probably why I forgot, right? Okay. So now let's get all this cleaned up, all these charms. And then we got all these beads and charms and stuff. And then let's do this. is this right here? Trash. We'll get all this up. And then these are all beads. And we'll get those out of the way. And then let you guys take a peek at all the necklaces. So we got 5. Really pretty. Straight boho-ish. And then this is what you got. So if you are out and about and you end up at somebody's table, and you end up at somebody's table at a music festival, at a conference, at a street fair, and you see some necklaces like this, that's totally unique. Very different, unlike anything else that you be seeing. And again, 10 people can make these, and I guarantee you everybody's pieces will be totally different because the creative mind is different. A lot of people don't even work with the same creative color coordinations, right? That's why you can look at something, you know, one person can make it and then somebody else will attempt to make it, and you can tell it's not what that person made. It's this person's actual variation or version of what the other person made, because the creative mind doesn't work the same, right? So you could use the same beads, you can use the same charms, you can do all that, and even with that, it will still have a different look because it's not the person who made it, right? So these are like really cool necklaces to make if you're looking to add like some really jazzy boho necklaces. Really simple and easy. You see all we did. Took a piece of 10-inch wire, and then use 16 gauge wire. Though if you're going to make some of these, use a 16 gauge wire because that 16 gauge wire is thicker and it's more sturdy and durable. So if you're going to be putting a bunch of charms on the bottom of them, and then make a bunch of charms using all those extra beads you got. Like all these little extra beads around here. This could be a charm. This bead could be a charm. This bead is a charm in one of the bags. Like all of these little beads. This agate bead, this can be a charm, and it is a charm. It's in a bag. These 8 balls, I am going to make some of these into charms because I really like them. These beads right here, I've even made into charms and hung them from, necklaces. Not necklaces, but bracelets. And you will find, if you guys are out selling anywhere, and you will find if you make charms out of those really pretty different beads like that, and you're hanging them from necklaces or bracelets specifically, or making charm things, something like this, they sell faster. And they sell faster because they're different. They're very unique, and they're not like the big charms. Do I got one up here? Like the big charms that, like everybody is using. It might have a, oh shoot, I had that thing up here too. It might have like a CC on it, like the brand names. And that's another thing people got to get away from. If you're trying to build a business or trying to build anything and you're using copyrighted logos and things that belong to intellectual properties of other companies like Louis Vuitton and who's all these big name people? I don't even know their name. All these big name companies and stuff, and you're making your product using their likeness and their logos and all that kind of stuff. You build it on a shaky foundation because you're using their intellectual property, and at some point they're going to send you a cease and desist letter. I was watching something the other day, and the guy literally finds old Louis Vuitton purses, bags, luggage, and all that kind of stuff, and he uses it to create different pieces and that type of stuff, right? He got a a cease and desist letter from Louis Vuitton. And he was like, okay, well, it's not like I'm buying the product to change the product. He said, I'm buying an used material, like a old used bag that's messed up, or old luggage that might have a tear at the top and that type of thing, right? And even with that, they told that man, he cease and desist, stop using our intellectual property. So people got to be very careful about that. I saw a lady earlier today. She makes notebooks or bookmarks or some type of things, but she's using like Disney characters. And I'm like, okay, but you're using that company's intellectual property, and at some point they're going to come and say, hey, you need to stop doing that. So you're basically building your business on a shaky foundation. So be sure not to be doing that kind of stuff. So anything that you create, like I create these, so this belongs to me because it's my creative property. It came from my mind. I created it. I videotaped it. It's literally my intellectual property. It's mine. It belongs to Darlene Knight for Jewelry by BDK, right? Same goes for Louis Vuitton and all those other what's all them people? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't even buy that stuff, like brand name stuff and like that ain't my get down. Okay. Ain't no way you gonna see me giving nobody no $500 for no purse. That just ain't gonna happen. But anyway, that's just a little bit of something. So if you are doing that, just be careful about that stuff. All right. But anyway, Darlene Knight for Jewelry by BDK. 5 easy boho pendant necklaces. And guess what? We'll talk.